Let's begin. So, welcome to It's the Game Time Show with myself, Talha, and Coach MJ.
That's right.
We haven't been in the studio for a while, so it's a treat. We have been busy watching football nonstop, so here we are to do a quick roundup. So, welcome to the third episode. The third one or the fourth one?
Third one.
Third one. Third one. So, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been good. Thank you for asking. Just been, as you said, busy watching football, World Cup.
So, what are your thoughts so far with the way the World Cup is going?
Wow, it's incredible the way World Cup is going, man. It's exciting, interesting, a lot of drama. Yeah, so I've been enjoying it, and then I've been really, really enjoying it, and I'm sure most people have been enjoying it as well. So it's a good, really, really nice football has been playing, and then nice stories, beautiful stories as well. So yeah,
Hmm. Have you seen the story of Cape Verde, the way they've been hailed around the globe by pretty much everyone?
yeah, I've seen it, and I think they deserve that respect because of you know where they came from, then made all the way through this stage. It's a long way, so
Hmm.
it's hard work and dedication. So they deserve it.
So, if we do a quick roundup of the game so far, some big teams been as we're recording on the 30th. Some big teams have packed up their stuff and are heading home. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is World Cup. That's why I told you, from the beginning. I said this is the moment. So it doesn't matter, if you are if you're a big team. This is like teamwork, and the whole thing, you know, is the only people who's gonna remain in this tournament and qualify or even lift the trophy is gonna be those ones, who can cope under pressure, like they can handle pressure,
Hmm.
and then they're willing to, be fully disciplined to make sure they see this tournament through. So those are the people who will prevail. Those are the teams. So it doesn't matter. Like I understand big. If we say big teams, like those, that I don't think that applies to nowadays. Like those days, we all knows. If we say big teams, people talk about Germany, Brazil, France, yeah, many more. So Netherlands. But yeah,
Hmm.
seeing those people, those teams get knocked out. I know he's sucking, but yeah, it's football. As I said, it has changed. This is 2026, so you can expect anything. So coming to this tournament acting like you are a big team, you know, that will not save you.
So the biggest surprise so far, I guess, was Germany, because Germans are known to be mechanized, more like machines, and their teams throughout the history were known for even not losing penalties. But this time, what a shocker!
Exactly. So like before, football has changed. If you can see like team like countries like a very small country, you know, very small country in an island in Atlantic island. So it's surprising seeing those countries coming to this World Cup facing a country, big countries, like Spain, you know, getting points out of those games. So that tells you what? That tells you something. Things have changed, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if you also look at and I'm not even going to talk about Morocco because Morocco for now, they've just sent a message to the whole world. Listen, for the world to listen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about African football or this continent football. This is us. This is what we can do.
Mm.
Do you understand? So so it doesn't matter where. Because people think, okay, like some pundits before in the past claim, African football, is not competitive enough, or it's not a top competition. But yeah, this Morocco performance, since last year, last World Cup, they've been doing it, especially this year. More importantly, knocking Netherlands out of the World Cup. That's just send a message that African football is competitive and
Mm-hmm.
African football is on its way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So that will
Yeah.
definitely happen. So sitting there thinking this is 1994, where maybe a couple of African teams, make it, and the well-known ones are Cameroon, Nigeria. If you look at it, those ones are not even competing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those
that's
are the
true.
teams
Yeah.
people used to, most people knows. If you talk about Africa, those are the countries people will
Mm-hmm.
mention, but that's not the case anymore. So, so yeah, things have changed a lot. So don't get surprised if it's an African team in the final. Don't be
Yeah,
surprised.
it's a big surprise. And if you look at it, the way the teams have been competing in the last few games, you've seen few things: strength and discipline. We spoke about discipline in details. I'm going to ask you these questions. Uh, the match, Japan versus Brazil, discipline of Japanese led them almost to the glory. What would you say to that?
Yeah, Japan, this is not the first time. Even last World Cup, Japan, you know, they always have, their team, they're always disciplined. They have that. In fact, if you are talking about the most disciplined team in the in the competition, first five, Japan will be among them. So all the time they are like that. They are fans. So if you even see them, even on after the match, on and off the pitch, they're always disciplined.
Well, they are.
So they've proven that over the years. But it's not enough to cross them the line. You know, to,
Mm,
so I know like every World Cup, it's the same thing. They get this heartbreak. They can't pass. The knockout stage. I'm sure they'll be devastated. So now they have to wait again for another 4 years. Trying to do it again. But yeah, credit to Japan. They did really well. They played good. But yeah, I was watching that game against Brazil. I always know that even though Japan scores during the first half, but I always know because the way Brazil was playing, you know, I always understand that Brazil will definitely equalize that goal because they've got the quality players, skillful players. You know, Brazil Brazil have one of the best team. People are not talking about them as a as a probably a favorite to win the tournament. Maybe because of their past World Cup experience. But this Brazil team is really good team. I've seen the kind of players they're having. You know,
hmm
so they've got bit of if you look at big teams in European football, they've got bit of all of that. They've got bit of Real Madrid.
hmm
They've got bit of Barcelona.
hmm
They've got bit of even Newcastle.
Yep.
Got Arsenal.
Arsenal in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some Syria.
It's some Syria. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
They got some Syria as well, man. And then they've got French, bit of Lyon.
yeah,
So they've got all of it. So
yeah.
just when although Japan they did well because of their discipline. That's why Japan even managed to resist Brazil. Score Brazil for since first half Brazil wasn't able to equalize that all the
hmm
way to second half. So if Brazil Japan wasn't a disciplined team, I
hmm
don't think they will be able to resist that much. But because of that, they play together. They
hmm
were very composed. So they did play well. So credit to Japan. Even Brazilians after the game, I saw the way they were consoling.
Yeah.
That shows you that they also know that they know the hard work. So hard work recognize the hard work.
True.
Recognize respect. So Brazil, they recognize these people. Although we knocked them out, but still they show passion. They show that they want it. They want it as well. They wanted it.
That's true. So, for all the young aspirational footballers watching, if you watch that game, you will see that experience of Carlo Ancelotti worked because when Japan was going crazy with their tactics, they were playing at like 30 miles an hour, full speed. But Carlo Ancelotti, he shifted the the tactics and then he started playing the old traditional classic way of stretching the field and this is how the equalizer came. So it's It's a note for those who would like to take football as sports sciences as their study subject, or uh, be an analyst, which leads us to the conversation we were having off camera, the importance of education, even if it's sports. You did mention that this is a field that needs a lot of young brains to come in and kind of explore this amazing field. Just tell our viewers what what would you suggest to these young students who would like to study football as a sports science subject?
Go for it. As I was saying, go for it. Football, you can do it practically. If you can do it practically, also do it in theory.
Hmm.
So it all helps. So, well, yeah. Most importantly, this will help you studying it in academic level or in theory. That will help you, understand things because that's the education is different. So the physical part of it, and then this theory part of it will work perfectly together. Will help you out. Even in academy, if you are in football academy, that's basically so. That's why my football wall, I will advise them to do it. So because I can see even my academy, how we've got this book out,
Hmm.
which is football manual for beginners to start with. So yeah, I'm sure maybe there might be some other things out there, but I haven't seen it. So I will ask them to get something like this. So our book specifically, is will help you, as a beginner to start. So our book one will definitely help you out. We just we got the tactics in it, we got the stats in it. So yeah, so those are the kind of things you needed. So you can go or any level you want. So football, studying football, it doesn't have to be in level one. You can do it in level two, three,
Hmm.
all the way. If you want, I get PhD in football science.
Yeah.
So it's all possible. But if you're a beginner, I would just advise you to get football manual for beginners. That's the beginner start with that, and then do that. While you read that, you understand some of that. Get the ball and start practicing it. You don't need anybody to practice with at the first for the first. As long as you got a ground near you, or even at home, or your garden or backyard, just make it organized a little bit and start practicing.
Hmm.
What you've been reading and what you've been learning. If you don't know how to, you know, play football for the first time, so that's a start. So yeah, the rest, yeah, go for it. If you wanna go to the college to pursue that, I encourage you to do it.
Yeah, you can study as a proper study subject for your finals. On this, we're going to take a pause, and then we'll be right back with you in a few minutes.